the Devils are back in the win column. Let's go, baby, with a 4-1 win over the Columbus Blue Jackets. It was a game we definitely should have won, and it was a game we did win. Feels good to be able to actually say that now. And yeah, that through the first period was a bit anxiety inducing, but absolutely dominated in the second period. And then, at least in my opinion, took the foot off the gas a bit there in the third. I don't blame them too much given the back to back with traveling back to back, heading back home by plane tomorrow to play the Dallas Stars, which is going to be a doozy of a game given that situation. But we're going to go ahead and enjoy this win while we can. So, the very first shot for us was almost a goal. Nico, I thought, had a fantastic game. Even through that first period, I thought he dominated almost every shift he was on. He had multiple elite passes for setups, including the aforementioned first shot attempt, at least, there to Toffoli, who was in the right spots a lot of the time, just could not find, not just the back of the net, but could not find the net at all, as he missed high, wide, and high multiple times in this game, last game as well, but hey, he's still shooting. That's what you want to see from him. He is still getting in the right spots on ice. He is still getting the release. Just a little bit off the mark at least. So they kind of talked about on the broadcast. Once one goes in, you're hoping floodgates open a bit and they start coming in droves. Maybe does he need Jack Hughes back? Yeah, maybe. I mean, Jack is going to set you up for even more chances and even more wide open, high quality chances. But I mean, some of those passes there from Nico were very high quality, and he just missed the net. So he'll find it eventually. Thankfully, we didn't need him to pot one in this one, but if he could find the net tomorrow, that would go a long way for this team. Now, the very first shot against on us, well, it did find the back of our net. A beautiful elite shot there from Cole Sillinger. In my opinion, Vitek lost the net there a little bit. Yes, he did have to play I don't remember who got the primary assist there, but the Columbus Blue Jacket player that took the puck very down low. In my opinion, Vitek obviously does need to slide to cover that in case the guy shoots himself. But he went too far. He was, I think, shoulder was actually past the post. You want to take it outside of the shoulder to the post, not the post going to the inside of your shoulder blade there. So went a little bit too far. Yes, it was a very good shot, one-timer from Sillinger, but it really didn't squeeze by Vitek by much. That couple inch difference there, that if he doesn't lose his net just that slightly, can lean just that extra inch and might have actually gotten the save there on that one. But otherwise, on the whole, Vitek did make the saves when it mattered. All of that being said, he is still super anxiety inducing in that net. And it was not like this last year. He had some really strong games last year, lots of athletic saves that maybe a lot of other goalies wouldn't be able to make. But in this one, he lost his net so many times. It was lost the net there on the first goal. He had one where he had it trickle behind him and he was literally fully outside of the net. I get he was closing it off, trying to stick it against the pipe there, but still fully out of the net. 3, 4, even 5 times he was full on swimming. One other one in particular was there a little bit past the halfway point there in the third when the Columbus Blue Jackets were absolutely pouring it on. Now, this wasn't the shift for the goal, but the one against, I think it was Mikey, Mercer, and McLeod, where they were just hemmed in the whole time. Vitek left his crease to knock the puck off to the side boards when Ball was going to be the first one to the puck there and have possession. Instead, Vitek knocks it to the side. Columbus gets possession, and it kind of starts that whole chain reaction of Columbus getting a lot of good chances. And in that stretch, Vitek had to make some really good saves, which he made. So credit to him there. But yeah, it doesn't feel great watching. Yeah, the numbers are going to say he saved above expected, which he very much so did. Credit to him there. But eye test is just not loving the play. And so if he can still make those crazy saves, at least the big ones that he absolutely needs to when he is getting goal support from our team, and Dawes is going to start getting the lion's share of actual starts, and Vitek moves more into the backup role, you can probably live with that. But that type of nightly play is, one, going to exhaust him if he's in a more starter's role, and two, against a better team, not going to work out as well. But he got the win. He saved above expected, made some key stops when he needed to, and really it was just that really good shot from Sillinger that I still think he probably could have had. But That's it on the goaltending. Let's go ahead and talk about our goals because that was a very good second period. Oh, real quick before we get to that, I thought we played really well in the first period. Multiple chances, and I think we basically stymied Columbus throughout basically the entire thing. Just didn't actually connect and find the back of the net. Mikey almost had a goal. Meyer almost had a goal. Mercer had chances, but nowhere near as good as the Mikey and Meyer ones. God, there's so many M's. Woof. And really, I've kind of said it before. I think if Mikey had a much more natural scoring knack to him, yes, he is scoring a bit this year, but just a lot of those goals are very energy and chutzpah, I guess is one way to put it, in how he is scoring, but had just more of that natural scoring talent. That line probably would have had 4 goals between the last game and this one. Instead, they don't, but you still love to see the effort. They're still generating chances. Timo, I still think, is looking fantastic. He didn't get the scoreboard on this one, but still loving his play. And it's, I mean, he got a point the last game, but I think it's going to really start pouring on here, especially as we get healthier. Now to the actual goals there, and in that dominant second period. So we start off within the first minute. We got a Marino snipe goal. Love to see that. That was really the energy the guys needed. And then you could see they got the energy back, had the confidence, and just put their foot on the neck there for the rest of the second period. I don't think it was anything super in particular. It was just a great shot towards the net by Marino. We had traffic in front. Very good placement. Did he exactly key in on that spot, or was it one of those defenseman shot from the blue lines towards an area and it just happens to have the great placement? You know, I'm not sure we'll actually find out there, but hey, puck's in the back of the net, we'll take it. Second goal, it's our boy Alexander Holtz. Now, I know this isn't popular amongst the general community. I don't know how popular this is actually going to be for the viewers here of my channel, but in my opinion, God, I guess I have to explain this kind of from top to or bottom to top. I think Holtz should, generally be speaking, at minimum be a top 9 player. I think he has the offensive talent, not just his shot, but playmaking, ozone play, to be a top 6 winger as well. The thing is, on this team at least, who are you taking out of the top 6 for wings? It's not going to be Bratt. Yes, Toffoli is on a bit of a goal-scoring slump, but he is still, I think, a much more natural, much more proven track record of a goal scorer, and he still has more goals on the season than Holtz. Yes, much more opportunity. Yes, much more ice time. Yes, much more better line mates. But veteran guy, much more better all-around game and such. And so he's definitely not getting moved out of top 6. Maybe moved off of the top line. For sure, I could see that. But not out of the top 6. Bratt, again, obviously not at all. Timo at this point, not going to happen until maybe Jack is back and they want to spread him out to be much more the third-line play driver. But I still want to see Timo in the top 6, even when Jack's returned. And then Palat healthy, he could be up there. Mercer doesn't need to be taken out at all. He has been playing very well recently. Yes, he struggled to start the year, but he has been much better since. And then that really puts Holtz as, when we're healthy, the 6th best winger on the team, in my opinion. Currently, probably 5th best winger on the team. So, like I said, should probably be, at minimum, top 9 winger. Now, for the maybe not as popular of an opinion, I understand why he's on the 4th line. If you look back at the last game when Holtz started off on the 4th line, now for I think it was 3, 4, 5 games in a row before this, he was the 3rd line winger. When the lines got moved around with Timo coming back, Holtz and Lazar have basically been the center swap there of the 3rd line, with the other one playing wing, and then Nate Bastian. That line's deployment has been getting the lion's share of 5-on-5 D-zone starts, with Nico and McLeod's lines getting the more neutral zone and O-zone starts. Holtz's biggest criticisms from the coaching staff have continued to be from literally game 1 through now, including the infamous quote from Lindy on the Novo question. It's his in-zone defensive play. Now, that's not necessarily just defense. That's not necessarily just transition, but decision-making. The play that was quoted out by Lindy was the pass to the center ice to basically Nolan that essentially led to the 5-on-5 benching. He still did get a couple shifts, and he still got that power play time where he scored the last game, but that was kind of the idea. So you're not going to put him on the line that is starting the majority of defensive zone starts at 5-on-5. Instead, you're going to put him on a line that you can pick and choose your deployment for him there in the 4th line, and that's kind of how Lindy's been using it. Case in point, this game, the second goal coming from Holtz was a advantageous deployment position for that line, and they cash in on it. off of a great setup by Holtz. Again, phenomenal offensive instincts to go back against the grain to pass back to Foot, who then does a great pass back over to Holtz for basically an empty net tap in. Now, Holtz at the intermission did say it wasn't as easy as it maybe looked, but still, that's because he is a great offensive player, and you use that talent in the best way that you can given the overall state of not just his skill set, but the game. It was 2-2 tied until, they took the lead there for Montreal. But you can't risk the Holtz snafu in a game where he wasn't playing well. This game, he did play very well, and he ended up getting a lot more time there in the third period. Now, like I said, I do think we took our foot off the gas a little bit, resting more of the top guys maybe a bit for the back comeback tomorrow. But my biggest criticism of Lindy has always been his deployment, and I'll be honest, the Holtz stuff is not that big of a deal to me. I think he is being utilized in a way that best facilitates his skill set to its best use. He is still getting all the seconds of power play 2 time, and he is getting offensive zone starts and line shifts during the run of play while we have puck control, or at least the other team is coming from 200 feet. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. Great play by Holtz. I don't know if there's too much else to say there. Again, I can criticize Lindy for multiple things, but all in all, I think he has been a fine coach. I think goaltending has made this season look a lot worse than it really should, and injuries on top of that have not helped at all. So I am not someone that is calling for Lindy's head at all. If anything, I have definitely defended him a bit here in the past few days, even if I still will criticize a lot of choices he will make. But I'll be honest, I don't think there's a single NHL coach in the entire league that I could not criticize for choices over a run of a full season. That includes John Cooper. That includes Rod the Bod. That would include Torts or any of the other coaches you want to throw out there as big, awesome names of, best goal or best coaching in the league or whatever. But that's kind of my spiel there on that. I don't think I have to touch anything else there. To the third goal, already talked about him. Nico Hischier, our captain. Great shot. Probably shouldn't have been a goal. Mercedes probably should have had that one. But still, great placement. Caught the goalie off guard. Puck finds the back of the net. I thought Nico had a fantastic game start to finish. Very dominant there in the first period. And I'm glad he got to cash in and get a goal in this one as well. Not too much to talk about other than he just has great instincts all over the ice. He makes the small plays 200 feet all the time. And I cannot talk up our captain enough. I truly think he is elite, as he should be, first or overall pick there, and our captain of the team, and everything else that comes along with Nico Hischier. And last there in the second period, the fourth goal off of a amazing shift by Nate Bastian. Oh, hey, look, that third line that Lindy put together and deployed in a great way. Also cashed in on a goal. Nate really basically generated that goal himself. He's the one that helped transition the puck into the O-zone. He is the one that forechecked and kept the puck rolling on the cycle. He is the one who checked. He is the one that had passes going, and he was the one who drove the net for the pass to him to put the puck in the net. Love to see that from Nate. Would love to see whatever the injury he is still working through find its way, kind of like Timo did. You could tell when Timo was playing hurt and then when he was starting to feel better. If Nate's starting to feel better and we can get more of the Nate Bastian from last season, that could be a real big game changer for us, because you can tell the coaching staff has been trying to let him play through it. Probably one of those things where sitting on the bench and getting cold probably would do more hurt than help. So they are definitely letting him play through it. He has arguably, when we've been healthy, been our worst forward until this recent stretch, where I do think he has been a lot better. So I hope he's coming out the other side of that injury there, because if he can produce like he did even just last year, bump him back down to the fourth line when we're healthy. Mikey slots into the third line center. Holtz can then be on the line with Mikey. We know they work well together. And then it could be Holla, it could be Palat there on the third line wing with them. Even Timo maybe, although I already said I'd like to see him stay in the top 6. But when we're healthy, there's a lot of good things that we could do here in this forward group if everyone's kind of firing on all cylinders. So yeah, that's really going to do it. I thought Nemec had a pretty good game. I thought Luke struggled a little bit in this one. Him and Miller didn't have the flashiest of games here overall. I do think when Columbus had some of their chances, it was kind of with them on the ice. Marino had a much better game on his offside. I don't know if they're going to switch the lineup come tomorrow and let him get back to his natural side and bring Hataka into the starting role here. Kind of hard to take foot out of this game, considering him and Ball, I thought, actually played quite well in this one. And that's not just because of the points, but just overall, I thought they had a good game. It is the Columbus Blue Jackets. It is not the Dallas Stars, so that is a little bit of a factor there. But all in all, 4-1 win. We will definitely take that. Yeah, they did score a second goal that was called back on the offsides, but God, that was an elite tip by Sillinger there, too. Woo! I would not have blamed VTech on that one at all. That was no goalie stopping that. That was an insane tip. So, didn't count, though. All sides by a freaking mile. So, we'll take that. We'll take the win. We'll take the 2 points. We got a couple games in hands on the other playoff teams. I think Red Wings, I just saw before recording, lost in regulation. Yeah, it was the Carolina, but I guess we're battling the Red Wings a little bit more than we're battling Carolina right now, even if I think we could still pass Carolina. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's get a bit more of a secure playoff spot first before we're talking about that, I guess. So, yeah, this video went a little bit longer than I thought. Rambling, not even rambling. I think I covered just about all the facets of the game here. Brad, I actually thought had a overall pretty good game. Came on a lot there in the third period when other guys had taken the foot off the gas. And it's just one of those, he is setting up plays. He's driving the net. There's chances. Just not going in for him, but it's okay. He's been great all season. No critiques on Brad. And yeah, Mikey McLeod, Mercer and Meyerline. Geez, so many M's is messing me up there. Jeez. Did well. Third line I thought played well, and fourth line for their role also played quite well. Holtz had multiple chances. Wilman had chances. I thought Tierney's been fine even. Given the health situation, I'll take that type of game all day, every day. Not really the third period, but if you got that first and second period mostly. And Nico Dahl's back in net tomorrow. Definitely liking that. Hopefully goes well for us. And he can secure himself a bit more in the starter position until we'll see what happens as the season keeps developing. So I will see you guys right back again tomorrow. So as always and forever, let's go Devils, baby.